On September 11th, 2001, along with hundreds of my fellow troops, I went to Ground Zero. No one asked us, no orders were given. We went because our city, our country, our neighbors were under attack, and we knew what to do. I want to tell you tonight about the people we call heroes, about the people who we applauded and put up banners for and wrote songs about and put into music videos and put movies on about and forgot about. That they were abandoned in their hour of greatest need and are still in growing numbers living in terrible physical and economic circumstances as they struggle with the carcinogenic effects of the toxic chemical soup Ground Zero became. How many people in here live in New York City? Okay. Take a look at everybody with their hands up. Can this side of the room, everybody stand up? Everybody on this side, if you're all rescue workers, will be dead in 4 years. Thank you. You'd all be dead in 4 years. That's our statistics. That's what's happening. In 7 years, it doubles. This is what Mount Sinai proved in a 17,000-page study. I want to tell you about how the mayor refused to accept the fact that not dozens, not hundreds, but many thousands of us were contaminated, sickened, and poisoned by the most toxic combinations of building materials in the history of disaster relief. And that for 5 terrible years, he ignored that fact. That's not how you treat people the city considered heroes. It's only been 5 years. 5 years of our family members watching us drop dead. And every time Popular Mechanics calls the people of this movement nuts, and every time Time magazine dismisses real, hard physical evidence that a new investigation needs to be launched into how concrete was pulverized, every time Time magazine dismisses that evidence and instead writes a 2-page article about the psychology of the conspiracy movement, these propagandists, professional liars and tools who cannot even by any stretch of the imagination be considered journalists, strike another nail into the coffin of another rescue worker. We who are still dying from 9/11, who went into the towers and into that pile, now live with those buildings in our lungs and digestive systems and our blood. And if you allow these scumbags to strip you and this movement of our legitimacy, you condemn first responders to death. We know what they did, they being the government. We know what they're capable of, and we know that they can do it again. How was the concrete pulverized? How was glass micronized into dust? And how was there molten steel? But a passport survived. What were those explosions reported by the FDNY? And why weren't the planes intercepted? And how did Hani Hanor learn to fly like that? I don't think we're crazy. Everyone in this administration had motive, intent, and opportunity. Conspiracies are only evidence the courts won't hear. We came to your rescue on 9/11. Now thousands of us and our families need you to come for 2 hours. For myself and far too many of us, research and the effective treatment is going to arrive far too late. I have double metastasizations in both lungs. That's just a reality. We were also killed on 9/11. Avenge us.